Hello, this is Sue Grant and
Tim Carbury
from Berthon, and we're doing the top 7 yacht insights for March in 2026. So this will be the last insights that I do, because Tim is taking over the helm of the Berthon sales group, and I'm going to push off and go and be in the garden. So hopefully, Tim, you're looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it, Sue. Yeah, thank you very much. Lots to do and big shoes to fill, but excited by the challenge and the future that lies ahead for us in Berthon.
Yeah, no, I think it's all looking good. So as far as insights are concerned for March, of course, we live in interesting times, and the news is the news. Whilst all that plays out, we carry on being focused on our marketplace and reading the market. In our international meeting in which we discussed these insights, there's certainly some differences across the territories, but the basic themes seem to be quite common. And so these are the takeaways. New York yacht market is flat, and we're starting to see numbers of redundancies as large new yacht distributors cut overhead, acknowledging the fact that buyers of new yachts are sitting on their hands and either waiting it out or turning to the brokerage market. I mean, that's for sure the case, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think everything that's happening around the world, and also the increased costs in fuel and materials, is definitely making people nervous, and the yards are feeling this for sure.
Yeah, and their prices have risen exponentially, sort of 30-40%. And there is now a massive delta between new and second hand. Now, despite that, the larger brokerage market is solid, and there are reasonable numbers of sales closing, not just with us, but across the market, and the activity is encouraging.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing that we're getting new listings. There are people out there that are now wanting to sell, in some sad cases needing to sell. As a result, the brokerage market seems to be strong, and importantly, there are buyers out there willing to commit, potentially looking for deals, but not unreasonable deals. I think there's a fine balance between whether it's a stronger market at the moment for the seller or the buyer, so we're not seeing outrageously low offers, but we are seeing sellers that are willing to accept these offers.
Yeah, I mean, you've come to us from Palmer, from Moravia, and before that Fraser, and it's certainly, we are seeing in that sort of 30 to 50 metre segment, we're seeing boats are closing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, when I left Palmer just a few weeks ago, it had been a difficult winter. We'd had horrible weather, but we were starting to see, once the school holidays were done, people had finished their skiing trips, that they were starting to focus on the season ahead, and I was noticing personally a significant uplift in the market.
Yeah. So all the other segments that we deal with, for quality brokerage listings, cruising, power and performance, they're moving, and of course, as ever, it's recent yachts who are finding a ready market, and that, of course, in part is because people who would have gone new are now going newer second hand, because of the price delta, and assuming that people are looking after their boats. And we see here in the UK, particularly with motorboats, we're very good at high quality, says she arrogantly, motorboat segment in the UK. And it has to be recent, she has to have a full service history, she has to be not a problem. So particularly in Italy, things are looking quite flat, but there are people who are choosing to buy, but they're making hard offers. On the other hand, if the seller says yes, they're following through.
Yeah. I mean, the buyer that would have been for a new build boat obviously has the budget for what they would have been, so obviously they then have the budget for a good brokerage boat. But that budget means that they're maybe not necessarily going for a production Italian boat, and they have the money for a higher quality Northern European brokerage boat.
Yeah. No, I think that's absolutely true. There are those in our industry who are talking the market down, and it's not surprising, particularly if you're involved in new yachts, and that must be quite dispiriting. However, our market is a market, so it's important to read the current trends, but activity is occurring. And I think it's about being nimble, and it's about listening to what the market's telling you, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think you do speak to brokers who are saying that times are tough, but like you say, it depends where they are and what sector of the market they're targeting. But yeah, from what we're seeing, the market's good. We're signing great listings, and we're doing deals.
Yeah, yeah. We're dealing with some buyers who are interested in purchase, but they don't want to commit until there's more visibility on the current stuff that's going on in the Middle East and elsewhere around the world. But what I think is that as a business, we're very used to waiting for 3 years for somebody to make a decision
Yeah.
because of their life plan and la la la. But I don't think that they're looking and not buying. I think they're looking and not buying just yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think whatever time of the year or that period is, people still want boats. And so whether it's COVID, whether it's a pandemic, whether it's a war, I think there's always going to be something that puts people off and they can find excuses for. But I think if people want a boat, they want a boat, and they will buy a boat.
Yeah, and the reality is that if you're looking for a boat because you've got kids who are going to university in a year's time and you want to have an adventure before they go, or you've decided as a family that you're going to spend more time in the Mediterranean or whatever it's going to be, whatever is happening in the Middle East or Ukraine or whatever, your timeline is kind of limited by what's happening in your life.
Yeah, exactly.
And we only come this way once.
Yeah.
So essentially, I think that Berthon's really lucky to be working in the brokerage sales market and to be yacht brokers who also sell new yachts, because we're able to give an honest and accurate picture of the market for our clients. And I think it also keeps us a bit sane.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, Solaris and Pegasus, we can obviously do new boats, but our bread and butter seems to be the brokerage market, and that keeps us going. And yeah, whilst we're always very keen to sell a new boat, then yeah, the brokerage market is our sort of cornerstone of the business, and we seem to be doing very well.
Yeah, and it means that we know what's actually going on.
Yeah, yeah, it's a great insight. We can get the feel from buyers and sellers, and as I mentioned earlier, I think it's a fairly neutral playing ground at the moment for both.
Yeah, I think that's right. So good luck, Tim, and I'm going to miss the team, but I'm going to hugely enjoy keeping chickens and buying a floppy hat. And next time one of these are done by Berthon, it will be Tim and not me. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Sue. You will be missed, but I know you'll not be far away.